We have all heard about the benefits of fermented milk products, and it really is. Because those microorganisms that live in fermented milk products are of great benefit to our intestines and many other organs. And it is not by chance that experts recommend to include dairy products in our diet without fail. But here there is one nuance. The fact is that some fermented dairy products will do you more harm than good. And you need to know about these products. At the same time, some fermented milk products are much more useful than their other representatives. So in this video I decided to make such a purposeful selection. At the beginning we will talk about the most harmful fermented milk products, and then I will tell you about the most useful fermented milk products, so that you will have a complete picture. Let's talk at the beginning about harmful dairy products. Item number 1 is processed cheese. Processed cheese really probably does more harm than good. On the one hand, it is a source of calcium, phosphorus, and some vitamins, but on the other hand, it is an excellent source of phosphates. Phosphates are those substances that are added to give it a pasty texture. And phosphates are obviously harmful. This is proven. In particular, phosphates interfere with the absorption of calcium. Moreover, significant doses of phosphates begin to destroy the calcium reserves in your body. That is, if we abuse processed cheeses, then we can really earn ourselves a problem with bones. And especially phosphates are dangerous for children. Abuse of processed cheeses can even cause rickets. In addition, the processed cheese contains lethal doses of sodium. It is too salty. Although this very property could be noted, for example, by those people who like to go on mountain hikes. There is no refrigerator in the mountains. But it is well known that ordinary cheese is stored in the conditions of a hike for several days, but the melted cheese is stored for an order of magnitude longer. That is why the dead often take with them ordinary cheese plus melted. In the first days we eat ordinary cheese until it has deteriorated, and then the entrance is melted. Well, in conditions of necessity, when something is needed, and there is nothing else, you can resort to this. The next fermented milk product, from which there will definitely be more harm than good, is the following combination. Not greasy sweet yogurt. But if you buy yogurt with a reduced fat content in the store, and also with a sweet taste, then do not think that you are using something useful. Of course it can be used as a source of calories, because it's better than going hungry all day. I took a snack with me, a bottle of yogurt, and you will be refreshed with energy. It's good, but the benefits of such a product should not be expected. Why? Firstly, any low-fat dairy products, it is to some extent flawed. Firstly, calcium from low-fat fermented milk is usually not digested, because it goes through such chemical processes that the body is simply immune to this form of calcium. Secondly, if you read the composition of low-fat yogurt, then starch is very often added there. It would seem that what does starch in yogurt do? Starch belongs in potatoes. How did it get into the dairy product? Well, they really write yogurt, composition, starch on the label. Starch is added there artificially to give it a consistency to thicken it. The benefits of such starch are not really there, it is actually sugar. And another component that I mentioned is the sweet taste. Of course, very often, huge doses of sugar are poured into yogurts, so that the sugar was almost like in soda. Of course, any fermented milk products should be sugar-free. Let's move on. The next item is fermented milk products with milk fat substitutes. Yes, this is a whole problem. I must say that it depends on the country. Because, for example, in Europe it is literally forbidden, but for example in Russia it is allowed. That is, in principle, it is possible to make cheese based on palm oil. It's legal. We can only hope that the manufacturer himself will write that there is palm oil in the composition. That is, God forbid you buy, for example, sour cream or cheese, and the composition is written, vegetable oil. Everyone, put it on the shelf and stay away from this product. There should be no vegetable component in cheese, sour cream and similar products. And now we turn to the most useful fermented milk products. And then the number 1 item is natural yogurt. It is natural yogurt made with high-quality bacterial starter culture, without the addition of sugar and other unnecessary ingredients. I must say that buying such a real live yogurt in the supermarket is a problem. Of course, you can look for it somewhere in the departments of healthy nutrition, but no one will give you guarantees that it will be a really high-quality yogurt. Therefore, the most optimal way is to cook live yogurt yourself. Bacterial starter culture is bought separately, which is stored in the refrigerator, or even in the freezer. This usually white powder is pure bacteria. Then milk is bought, usually not ultra-pasteurized, but simply pasteurized. That is, the milk that quickly turns sour, literally in a week. The starter is added to the milk and then cooked, either on the windowsill or on the battery, or the most optimal is if there is a yogurt maker. It is able to provide the desired temperature for a long period. And the output is a very useful product. What is the principle here? The fact is that milk contains, as we well know, lactose. Lactose is milk sugar, that is, it is a simple carbohydrate. When we add bacteria to this very milk, the bacteria begin to eat this lactose. That is, it is a source of energy for them. They eat it, they multiply there, continue to eat lactose and multiply. As a result, our dairy product becomes fermented milk, that is, it turns sour due to these bacteria. That is why there will be no lactose in the finished yogurt, because these bacteria have eaten it. So these same bacteria will provide the greatest benefit to our intestines and the whole body, too. Because healthy intestines and healthy microflora have been proven to strengthen our immune system and nervous system, and have a positive effect on our moods and mental abilities. Yes, oddly enough. And the intestinal microflora is actually a separate organ, because the body of an adult healthy person contains from 1 to 2 kilograms of microbes. That is, can you imagine? And this is the norm. And we have to help the good microbes, conditionally defeat the bad microbes. Let's move on. The next item is cheese. Which cheese will be most useful for our body? Here, oddly enough, nutritionists often recommend cheeses made from sheep's or goat's milk. And there are a number of reasons for this. Firstly, there is absolutely no lactose in such cheeses. Goat cheese is also less caloric and contains a huge amount of protein. And it also contains a lot of potassium, calcium, magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin C, a very good composition of probiotics, that is, beneficial microflora. And if you liked this video, then like and subscribe to my channel and see you on my other videos. See you later.